Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a song called Goodness of God by Bethel. This is in the key of A flat, which has 4 flats. You might have heard of this one before, but we're going to just break this down. I'll play all the way through first, and then we'll break down the chords at the end.
1, 2, intro, 2, 3, 4. Verse 1.
I love you, Lord. Oh, your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hands.
So that was Goodness of God by Bethel. What a great song. As I started this next season of tutorials, I figured this was a good one to start with. Even though it's not one of the newest songs, it's still a great song. Before we get into the breakdown, just wanted to give you a little behind the scenes on how this channel works. I don't make any money from these videos because all the money goes to the artists or the writers, which is rightfully so. They're the ones that put a lot of work into it. But YouTube will give the money directly to the artist, which is cool. But if you'd like to support the channel, I do have courses available. So if you want to take a deeper dive into the piano, check out my Church Piano 101 course linked below. I also have an Ableton course, and I do one-on-one Zoom lessons, which you can all find at my website, jonathanstevensmusic.com. Without further ado, let's get into this video. So we are in the key of A flat, and for this first intro part, we're going to start with an A flat chord that looks like this. So we actually are breaking it up into 2 notes per hand, right? So the left hand A flat and E flat, right hand A flat and C. And then it goes. So it's kind of like an A flat suspended chord, or you could call it a D flat over A flat. But really, it's just those 2 notes moving up and down. And really, it's actually like an acoustic guitar or an electric guitar that's doing this intro. And the piano's not even really in there, but let's say you had to do this by yourself. This is how you would play it. Do a little add 2 with a B flat. I love you, Lord. 4 chord, which is a D flat, back to A flat, which is the 1 chord. Little passing chord, E flat over G to an F minor chord, D flat first inversion, E flat suspended and then resolve, F minor 7 because of the E flat on top, to D flat first inversion, A flat, E flat over G, F minor 7, D flat, E flat suspended, to the chorus. And this is where the piano would probably actually come in if you were trying to do it just like the original, right? Let's say you had a full band and everyone was doing their part. You would come in here on the chorus. All my life you have been faithful. So it's like a D flat chord, but I like to play an extended version. So you might play D flat chord like this or like this or like this, different inversions. But I do it like an octave on this F, which is the 3rd of the chord. All my life you have been faithful. You could do the same thing you did at the intro there if you wanted to. All my life. Back to A flat, E flat. You could do a little like a suspended E flat chord. Walk down to D flat again. E flat over G, F minor, I will sing, D flat. And when we get to the second verse, we can probably do a little bit more than we did on the first verse, maybe adding a little more melody, a little bit more rhythm, a little more aggressive with the chord voicings. Into the chorus. So melody stuff on the verse. Right, just following the melody. And once again, a lot of times I'll do a 4-note voicing of a chord, such as an A flat like this, or this, or a D flat like this, right? And now a lot of times it's because my top note wants to be following the melody. And also if I do an octave version, meaning I have an octave below the melody, it stands out that much more. And so one of my philosophies when I'm playing with my right hand doing melodic stuff is the inner 2 notes just kind of fill in whatever part of the chord that needs to be filled in. So like if my melody note's here and I'm on an A flat chord, it means I fill in those two notes of an A flat like that. Or if I'm on this note of an A flat chord melodically, I do those two notes with my inside fingers. Or here, it would be those two notes, right? So it's just assuming I'm on an A flat chord the whole time. Now the chords do move, but that's something that I try to do. Like right there, I'd be on a D flat chord. This is the melody, but it's a D flat chord, so I fill the rest in with the inside notes. And then you can kind of deviate. You don't have to do every single note of the melody. Walk it down, E flat over G, F minor, E flat, D flat, A flat. To the bridge, A flat over C, D flat, E flat suspended, resolve, to A flat. And that's pretty much the whole thing. You do that 3 times in a row. This time we go to F minor, back to the original A flat, D flat, E flat. Your goodness is running out. And you can do all different kinds of inversions. Back to the chorus. Every breath that big chorus. F minor chord. I will sing. To an A flat chord there. So keep in mind on this song or any contemporary song in the style of like contemporary worship or gospel or church music in general, we're not going to play it necessarily always note for note like the multi-track or sheet music. And, you know, we don't typically have sheet music for this style of song, but you might have a chord chart. So a lot of it is open to interpretation, meaning they'll have a chord chart with like A flat, right? That means you could play it like this, you could play it like this, or like even at the intro where we split it between both of our hands and made it a little bit smaller or a little bit more sparse, right? Or maybe I do a 4-note version. Maybe I do the add to. Like there's all different types of variations that an A flat on a chord chart could mean, right? There's a lot of different ways you could interpret each particular chord. And so if you want to take a deeper dive into how to do that, I do have a church piano 101 course linked below, or we could do a Zoom one-on-one lesson if you have a specific question. That would be awesome if we could connect. I'd love to connect with you. And so go ahead and leave a comment on what song you'd like me to do next. I'm looking forward to doing some more tutorials here pretty soon. So jump down in the comment section and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.